Attention passionate Chicago, Bears fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago Bears fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. The Chicago Bears are making some interesting moves as they gear up for what promises to be an intense and critical stretch of the season. It's always exciting to see how management and coaching staff adapt, especially when it involves special teams, which, as everyone knows, can sometimes be the difference-maker in close games. Recently, the Bears announced that they've signed Jake Moody to the practice squad, a move that might seem minor on the surface, but actually holds some intriguing implications for the team moving forward. Moody, a 25-year-old kicker, was a third-round pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, which speaks volumes about the potential the 49ers saw in him. But as many of you already know, his start in the league has been a bit rocky. Just a few days ago, San Francisco decided to part ways with Moody after he struggled in their season opener, missing 2 of his 3 field goal attempts. That's obviously not the kind of start you'd hope for, especially at the professional level, but it's important to remember that kicker struggles happen, and they don't define a player's entire career. What's fascinating about Moody is his leg strength. He's got one of the stronger legs among NFL kickers, with a career long of 57 yards and a solid percentage from long range, 6'12" from 50 yards plus. That kind of leg power is something the Bears could definitely benefit from, especially considering the importance of field position and long-range attempts in today's NFL. Now, sure, his career field goal percentage is around 74.2%, which isn't elite, but it's not terrible either, particularly for a young kicker still developing. It's a move that suggests the Bears are looking at the bigger picture, adding talent with potential, even if it comes with some risk, especially since Moody is relatively inexpensive and on the practice squad. But let's be honest here. The current Bears kicker, Cairo Santos, is a steady veteran, and he's been reliable for them over the years. Santos, who will turn 34 in November, has been with Chicago since 2020 and is signed through 2027. He's earned his spot in the franchise's history with clutch kicks and consistent performance. Still, he does come with a hefty price tag, with about $3.1 million guaranteed this season, and the Bears could save around $3.2 million if they decide to move on from Santos after June 6 next year. It's a financial consideration that the front office surely takes into account, especially with a team that's always balancing between winning now and planning for the future. Adding Moody to the practice squad isn't just about filling a roster spot. It's a low-risk gamble with potential high reward. The Bears are clearly looking ahead, possibly eyeing 2026, when they might want a stronger leg for those long-distance attempts or to push the envelope on special teams. It's a strategic move, giving them an option to develop and evaluate Moody over the coming months without committing to a full-time roster spot right away. If Moody can improve his consistency, he might become a real competition for Santos, or even serve as a backup in case of injury or slumps. Now, it's also worth noting some other roster moves that the Bears made today. Wide receiver Jody Walker, who is battling an ankle injury, has been downgraded to out for Sunday's game in Detroit. That's a tough break for Walker, who's been trying to carve out a bigger role within the offense. The injury is unfortunate, but it's part of the game, and the Bears will need other receivers to step up in his absence. On a more positive note, the team elevated defensive end Tano Pasagnan from the practice squad to the active roster. This isn't just a depth move, it's a strategic evaluation. Pasagnan is on his second of 3 possible evaluations before the team needs to decide whether to sign him to the 53-man roster permanently. The Bears are clearly testing his fit within their defensive scheme, and with his size, athleticism, and pass-rushing ability, he could be an important piece either now or in the future. Pasagnan, for those of you who follow the team closely, has shown flashes of potential in past seasons and could be a valuable contributor in rotational roles. His elevation signifies the Bears interest in assessing his performance under game conditions before making a long-term commitment. It's a smart move because it gives the coaching staff a chance to see if he fits their defensive philosophy and can help generate pressure on opposing quarterbacks, a vital aspect of their defensive strategy. Looking at the bigger picture, the Chicago Bears are in a bit of a transitional phase, but the signs point to a team that's not content with just competing. They're aiming to build something sustainable, something that can contend for division titles, and ultimately, a Super Bowl. The addition of Moody, the evaluation of K. Passagnan, and the adjustments due to injuries like Walker's are all part of this puzzle. It's a team that's constantly adapting, making strategic moves to maximize their chances of success in a highly competitive NFC North. The NFC North itself is shaping up to be one of the most intriguing divisions this season. The Detroit Lions have been strong, and with the Bears facing them this upcoming game, expectations are high for an intense battle. The Bears' defense, now with K. Passagnan potentially adding pressure on the quarterback, could be a key factor. Meanwhile, the special teams, with a new kicker in the mix, might be a wild card. If Moody can develop consistency, he might give the Bears that extra edge in long field goals and kickoffs, which could prove decisive in tight games. And let's not forget about the coaching staff's perspective. Head coach Matt Eberflus and his team are known for their analytical approach, always looking for ways to improve and find hidden value in roster moves. Remember, they've been building this team with a long-term vision, and these recent moves fit perfectly into that narrative. They're not just patching holes, they're trying to create a roster that can sustain success over multiple seasons. The fans, of course, are eager to see how these moves translate on the field. Every game, every play, every drive counts, especially as they face divisional rivals. The NFC North is known for physical, gritty football, and the Bears are certainly embracing that identity. The addition of players like Moody and the evaluation of K. Passagnan reflect their desire to be versatile and adaptable, key traits needed to succeed in such a competitive division. Now, shifting gears a bit, it's also fascinating to look at the history of the Bears, special teams, and how these recent roster changes could influence that aspect of their game. Chicago has always been a franchise that values its special teams play, partly because of the iconic moments in franchise history where a big kick, a block, or a return has swung the momentum. They've had legendary kickers in the past, and while Cairo Santos has been reliable, there's always room for competition and improvement. The NFL has become a league where specialization and competition at every position can make all the difference, and adding Moody with his strong leg keeps the Bears in that mindset. Furthermore, this move could also be viewed as a message to the team and the fans that the front office is proactive. They're not just waiting for things to happen, they're creating opportunities, evaluating talent, and making strategic decisions to put the team in the best position to succeed. This is especially relevant as the team prepares for a tough stretch of games, including that upcoming clash in Detroit. Every point, every yard, every field goal can be the difference between victory and defeat, especially when division rivals are involved. In terms of the broader context, the Bears' approach to roster management this season reflects a balance between immediate needs and long-term planning. The fact that they're willing to take a flyer on a young kicker like Moody, even after some struggles, shows confidence in their scouting and development system. They see potential in his leg strength and believe that with the right coaching and practice, he can become a reliable option. It's also a sign that they're mindful of the financial aspects, considering Santos's future and how to manage their cap space effectively. As we look ahead, the narrative surrounding the Chicago Bears continues to evolve. The team is on the cusp of a critical season, with new pieces being tested, injuries forcing adjustments, and a division that's more competitive than ever. The coaching staff, led by Eberflus, is undoubtedly focused on building a team that can not only compete but thrive. They are evaluating players like K. Passagnan to see if they can fill key roles and help bolster their pass rush. Meanwhile, the addition of Moody to the practice squad signals that they're exploring all options to enhance their special teams, which, as we all know, can often be a game changer. And speaking of the division, the NFC North has become one of the most unpredictable and exciting divisions in recent years. The Detroit Lions have been impressive, and with their talented roster, they're certainly a team to watch. But the Bears are quietly laying the groundwork, making smart moves, and developing young talent. The upcoming game in Detroit promises to be a real test, not just for the players, but for the coaching staff's strategic planning. How well the Bears can execute, especially on special teams and defense, could determine whether they can pull off an upset or at least keep the game close. The fans in Chicago are buzzing with anticipation. Every move the team makes is scrutinized, debated, and celebrated. They want to see their team rise, reclaim dominance in the division, and finally get back to the playoffs and beyond. This season is shaping up to be a roller coaster of emotions, but one thing is certain: the Chicago Bears are not standing still. They are actively shaping their future, one move at a time, and that's what makes following this team so exciting right now. And now, Chicago Bears fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all these recent developments? Do you believe Moody can develop into a reliable kicker? Are you excited about the possibility of K. Passagnan making an impact on the defense? Or do you think the team should focus more on other positions? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Chicago Bears. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Chicago Bears news. We're in this together, and every game, every play, every move counts in this journey toward greatness.